Good evening. Are we live? Possibly. Or are we not live? Oh, I've put up a random thumbnail. I'll have to change that because I look like a bit of a plonker. But yeah, we're down at Goodwood. Been lucky enough to be working. I'm in a really, really fancy position, actually, better than usual. So where you see Richard Hoyle's on the TV in the ITV commentary booth, we're just right near him. So yeah, pretty lucky really there. So yeah, got a couple of bets I fancy for day 2, which is Wednesday. Good job we didn't do anything live or official for day 1 because I've had a disaster. I'm not going to lie to you. Day 1 did not do well. I think I had 4 bets and all 4 of them lost. I didn't get anywhere near. So quick review of day 1, very quick. Migration in the first race. Wasdin, absolutely Wasdin for David Minussier. Good trainer. And William Buick, again, showing just how good he is. For me, William Buick's right up there at the minute. Mark Wanden, Murphy, challenging him in the Jockeys Championship. But I just think Buick's excellent. Angel Bleu won the Vintage Stakes. Unfortunately, Lucille was a non-runner. Berkshire Shadow, I was keen to take on, but he ran a good race. He was only second by 3/4 of a length. So yeah, Angel Bleu only ran Saturday. I was there Saturday at Ascot. He ran, finished second to a good horse. The form has been boosted now. New Science, that is boosted form. He was second to New Science. That was a Godolphin winner at Ascot, and he's gone and won a Group 2 today. So that's been backed up. Kim Ross in the Lennox Stakes, good race. Very, very much impacted by the soft, heavy ground that has made the result somewhat a bit more random today. But Kim Ross, ridden by Ross Orion, a big win for Ross Orion. We've interviewed him on the channel. Well done to Rosser. Group 2 win, and he won quite well, Kim Ross. Remember, Kim Ross went off favourite for the Racing Post Trophy a couple of years ago. He's 4 now, but yeah, got the job done. Well done to Ross today. Really, really well done. But what I would say in that race, in the Angel Blur race, I've missed it. What has got to happen in the UK in regards to careless riding what's got to happen before something serious, there's some serious consequences and there's jockeys injured, horses injured, because Angel Blur, whether it was the horse's fault or Frankie's fault or a combination of the two, veered right across the Acropolis, I think it was called. The Acropolis had no chance of winning, but veered right across, really did bump into him, like bumper cars. Not good. Stradivarius was not a runner. Maybe I'm going to get some stick if I give my serious views, but just retire him. But it's boring. I mean, Trushan, really great ride from Holly Doyle. Took it by the scruff of the neck. I think she got a couple of winners on the day. She won the next race as well on Lord Ridderford. So, yeah, that's a very quick review of day 1 at Goodwood. We started the day on heavy, soft in places. Then we went to soft, heavy in places, and then by the end of the day, we was basically soft all round. So it's definitely dry in weather. There was no rain in the day today, but there was some rain overnight. That 16 mil that really tipped it over the edge. I think there was 30 non-runners on the day, including the likes of Stradivarius and others. So we'll have a quick look tomorrow. These will be official selections and in the description. There was 2 or 3 that I liked. Let me just try and get my Racing Post working. Yeah, so in the first race tomorrow, the 150, I've clicked on the wrong page here. In the first race tomorrow, in the 150, Hump's in the chat. Hello, Hump. How are you? Very much unplanned this. I'm in the hotel at Goodwood. Been for a bit of a swim. So, yeah, we had a bit of a time on our hands. In the 150 tomorrow, really quite a good race, this. It is a handicap. Nagano is going to be the obvious favourite. Was hampered really badly at Ascot. Really, very badly at Ascot. And he will be ridden by David Egan. And I'll give you an exclusive this evening in regards to David Egan. David Egan will be the next interview on Doubles and Trebles, following up from Ross Orion, who was the debutant in terms of interviews on this channel. So, yeah, David Egan, nice guy. Hopefully he can maybe get on the scoreboard tomorrow. But in the 150, I'm looking at number 9, Kolisi, for William Haggis. Haggis likes to win a good handicap. And this horse, Kolisi, who won last time out pretty well in good to soft conditions at Salisbury, ran on pretty soft conditions the time before and was second. This will only be Kolisi's, I'm probably saying his name wrong, this will only be his 4th start. He's rated 87. Now, there's plenty of handicaps in and around a mile and a half that William Aggis could win with this horse off 87. But he's coming to Goodwood, glorious Goodwood. This is a hot race. Siskany and Nagano at the top of the market ran at Ascot, good racers. Pleasant Man also ran at Ascot, he's 4th in the market. But this Kolisi, he carries significantly less weight than those. He's about 13-2. There would be much easier assignments if they wanted to get a win into this horse. So yeah, I quite like Kolisi in that. I think the pure simple fact that he's running gives him a chance. So he will be an official selection, 13-2. There's all sorts of each way terms on offer. I'll put it in the description. But Kolisi will definitely be a selection. The 225 on Wednesday, the 7 furlong Oak Tree Stakes, the Group 3 for fillies, is absolutely wide open. One of the most wide open group races you're going to see certainly this week and possibly this season. 15 runners. The shortest price runner at the moment is 11-2. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 horses between 11-2 and 10-1. There's all sorts of form on offer here. Now, I've mentioned Ross Orion, and I wouldn't back him blindly just because he's been on the channel. And I've texted him today in regards to this horse, and he wasn't as confident as me. But there's a horse in this 225, Meu Amor, right, for Ralph Beckett, who had 2 winners on day 1 at Goodwood. He's on fire. Ralph Beckett, 11 of his last 34 runners have won. That's a strike rate of 34% in the last 2 weeks, right? This Meu Amor might not be as exposed as others in this field. There's the likes of Lavender's Blue, Highland Princess won a big handicap at Royal Ascot. Isabella Giles was a group winner last season. The Dream has been 2nd and 3rd the last twice. Bounce the Blues has been out regularly and done well in and around this level. And Onassis, the favourite, wouldn't be the favourite for me. But, we know what she is for Charlie Fellows. This Meu Amor, should I say, a little bit unexposed, but I know it was only Carlisle, but it was a listed event. And this horse absolutely wazzed in last time. That was over 7 furlongs. Now, it was on good to firm, don't get me wrong, at Carlisle. But just when asked, Richard Kingscote, when asked, it went clear quite easily. A couple of good yardsticks in behind in that race, to be fair. So I'm just looking at Meu Amor. She's 14-1. She's going to have to step up, don't get me wrong. She's, off level weights here, she's, 5, 6, 7 pounds behind some of the horses in front of her. But I think there's plenty of improvement there. Now, the soft ground is a question mark, but she was 2nd on heavy last season, so she doesn't particularly hate it, and it's drying all the time. So Meu Amor will be an official selection for our friend Ross Orion. That's in the 225. In the 3 o'clock, did I have one in this? Maybe not. Oh, yeah, strongest selection of the week, this. Really, really, really fancy, and it is favourite, but when I put up a favourite, I have to be confident. Fearby. Now, this is trained by Edward Bethel, right? Won at Sandown last time in a listed race and absolutely gobbed in. Won by 5 lengths, beat a couple of good yardsticks. Kaboo being one of them. We saw him at Royal Ascot in those famous white colours. What's it called? Something Racing Club. It was a gamble. It was a big gamble. Kaboo at the Nick Bradley Racing Club at Royal Ascot. Beat Fearby's absolutely smashed him. If Fearby, whatever you want to say it, was trained by someone other than Edward Bethel and was trained by John Gosden, let's say, won a listed race by 5 lengths last time on good to soft. He's now going up to a Group 3 level, which is the next step up, and he's still 7-4. I don't get it. I mean, I think he opened as big as 3-1. I backed him at 15-8 earlier, so I'm not after timing the price. 7-4 is still available. Yeah, I'm just all over him. I'm all over him. I think he's going to be underestimated in the market and will continue to be so. Like I say, if he was trained by John Gosden or a Richard Hannon, if this horse was trained by Richard Hannon, I'm telling you now, he'll be even money. That's Fearby in the 3 o'clock at Goodwood. Like I say, I don't often put up favourites, but I think he's got quite a lot of these. Beat Chipolote with Chipotle, should I say? We've seen him regularly Chipotle, but yeah, Fearby wins. Andy Jones is in the chat telling me to stop mentioning the trainers. Fair comment, but Fearby wins. Hump's in the chat as well. Evening, Hump. Fearby is the winner of that. Now, there isn't going to be a bet put up in the 335, the feature on Wednesday, the Sussex Stakes. But I'm happy to go through the field because, oh no, there is a bet being put up. Sorry, I'm losing. I'm going directly off the cuff here. There's no notes. There's no Pie Man or SD to keep me on the straight and narrow. The Sussex Stakes, Poetic Flair, rightfully favourite. It's a shame that Palace Pier isn't going, but it's no surprise to me. I predicted that a few weeks ago. I think he has ran scared. Poetic Flair has been the best miler of the 3-year-olds this season. I don't think there's much question about that. And the best female miler of this season so far has been Snow Lantern, and maybe the second best has been Alcohol Free. Well, they both run here as well. So Poetic Flair's 11-8, Snow Lantern 9-2. Looked an unlikely winner for all that what the connections were saying over the last few weeks, but won the Falmouth in what was a bit of a messy race. The Falmouth, to be fair, Snow Lantern was in some of that mess, not a whole lot of it, and won well in the end. Alcohol Free, I think, should be suited to Goodwood, given that it's quite an easy mile, and I think the likes of the Newmarket Straight Mile really push her to her limits of stamina. So Alcohol Free, she's already proven it on heavy ground this year, so the soft won't bother her. But the one I'm interested in of the older horses, Tilsit, 14-1 is Tilsit. Has to give the younger horses some poundage for sure. And if Poetic Flair's in form, he should win. But Tilsit as an each-way prospect, and I'm not sure if there is some enhanced place terms available. Like I say, I'll have a look after. I've really not looked at the place terms. Tilsit, I think he's the best older horse in this race. I think he's better than Century Dream, Order of Australia, Lope Fernandez, etc. I think he will like the good soft ground. He won on good soft ground last time. That was in a Group 2. This is clearly, obviously, the next step for him, a Group 1, beating the likes of Century Dream, Top Rank. Sir Buscott at Ascot is a good prospect, is a good horse. So he's beat all the right horses there, Tilsit. He was second, a very, very, very close second in a Group 1 in France the time before that. He won at Goodwood here last season. Yes, it was a messy race, and he won on debut by 19 lengths. So Tilsit, has not got many miles on the clock. This will only be his eighth career start as a 4-year-old. I would even look at him in the without the favourite markets as well, to be fair. I do like Tilsit. He will be an official selection each way at 14-1-ish. And I think that was it. So it's going to be a pretty quick one. Yeah, the other races at Goodwood tomorrow I've not really got to. So yeah, I'll put them in the description. I've had a text from SD. Now SD this week, he usually attends Goodwood alongside myself, but this week he's gone here yesterday and he's been at Perth today and tomorrow with his old man, and he sent me a message for me to read out, and I'll give him the time of day, SD, because he's been a really positive contributor to this channel in recent weeks. So, message from SD for live. Seen Notice is still 14-1 with Paddy after winning tonight at Perth for the 3:10 tomorrow. May not run, but back to lay job if it was to run. Bit of insight from SD there. So there's a horse that's won at Perth today. As you can probably tell, I've paid absolutely no attention to Perth whatsoever today or tomorrow. But yeah, SD is telling me that there's a horse has ran today, won today at Perth, and he's still entered in the 3:10 at Perth tomorrow. Now, it is unlikely to run, given its exhorts today, but you wouldn't put it past. That's the kind of thing that sometimes does happen in the jumps game. Best price 12-1 now, SD. So SD is giving you the information there. Yeah, and if there isn't any questions or comments, I think that might call it a day. What I would say to Jonesy in the chat, Sacred. I was going to back Sacred tomorrow, and she's become a non-runner due to the ground. So that's fair enough. But like I say, it's drying all the time. We had a question on WhatsApp earlier from Kieran Tierney. He asked me about the Racing League. So I've done a bit of work on the Racing League. The Racing League starts on Thursday. It's 36 races. So there's 6 fixtures at arena tracks. 2 at Newcastle. So it's Newcastle this Thursday. 2 at Lingfield, 1 at Doncaster and 1 at Windsor. And it's a team event. So in each of the 6 races, or each of the 36 races, there should be 12 runners. And lo and behold, there's 12 teams. So each team will have one runner in each race. Points-based system. I'm guessing there'll be a league for top jockey, top team, etc. And the teams are made up of selected. They're sponsored for a start. So I think there's a Talk Sport team. I think there's an Odds Bible team, and things like that. And yeah, so the team are made up of, say, 3 or 4 trainers. I think there's 30 horses in each team. There's 3 or 4 allocated trainers. There's 3 or 4 allocated jockeys. And some of the teams have got managers, if you like, a bit of like a celebrity manager. I don't know if they do much, but maybe they'll do some interviews on TV, etc. And the important part about the Racing League is that this is their new fixtures. It's new prize money. And I think it's for horses rated up to 90, I guess. Yeah, so it's like kind of class 2 handicaps. I think it's 50 grand a race. So there's a hell of a lot of money going into it, and it's new money. So we can't criticise because, you know, there's not a lot of money sloshing around in UK racing in terms of prize money, and it's a big problem. And this may be there to solve the problem. I think it's, you know, possibly along the lines of the likes of T20 or the 100, or, you know, just a different way of getting to maybe a different market. I'm going to be. I'll probably be watching it. Will I be punting on it to start with? Probably not, because these are, you know, jockeys that are going to be being introduced to the horses for the first time, etc. It's basically going to be like the Stewards Cup. It's not the Stewards Cup, the Sugar Cup, but on steroids would be my way of putting it. But it's something new. I can't criticise from afar. Will I be punting on it? Probably not. But yeah, I'll be intrigued to see how it goes. We've got Berkey in the chat, my favourite Scouser in the world, Steve Burke. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I might not read that comment from Berkey. Yeah, Space Blues today. Yeah, well, he won it last year, didn't he, Space Blues? And he's come near today. First run for some time. He's drifted in the market because of the soft ground. Obviously, wasn't suited by that. And yeah, on he goes to the likes of the. Is it the City Wall Stakes at York? He'll probably end up in something like the Foray. He certainly won't be going back to Meydan again because he hates Meydan. There's pretty much no 7 furlong races at Meydan for him. But yeah, still a really good horse, and that was a starting point for the season. We've not seen him since March-ish. So yeah, I thought Creative Force ran really well again today. Escobar. Now, if you watch Escobar in the Lennox Stakes for the last 2 years, he's gone off at massive prices, and he probably isn't good enough to be winning Group 2s. Actually, he's definitely not good enough to be winning Group 2s. But Escobar, to have not officially placed in the Lennox Stakes in the last 2 years, can count himself very, very unlucky. Look at Escobar's run back today in the Lennox. We've got Hump in the chat. Hasn't old Rab Havlin got a ride without actually being on a team? I honestly don't know, Hump. It's took some flack. I mean, new things like the Racing League are always going to take some flack, aren't they? From, you know, we saw a trainer, I forgot his name the other day, at Musselburgh. He was making the point that he can't get in, as in he's not been included in the team, so his horse can't run. And to be fair, if we're looking to pick holes on Thursday, the declarations are in for Thursday, and one of the racers has only got 11 runners. So there's already a team that are missing out on Thursday because they couldn't get enough runners together. It's going to be tricky. It's going to be difficult. Have you got horses? You know, horses might qualify now, but if they win and they go up in the handicap, they won't qualify next time. So your team's down from 30 to 29. It's all going to be complicated. Like I say, it's not 100% my bag, but, you know, good luck to him. They're putting new money into the sport. They're going for a new audience. Good luck to him. But yeah, we'll give it a go tomorrow. I'm going to sign off. Like I say, I'll put the bets in the description. I think that's 4 bets. But the bet of the week. The bet of the week is in 3 o'clock at Goodwood on Wednesday. Fearby. I just don't see how it should be. It should be a lot shorter than that for me. So good luck to everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Might do something like this again tomorrow. Might not. They won't be alive this Thursday, and the reason for that is SD is still going to be in Scotland, and I'll be on the M4 or the M40 or the M6 on the way back from Goodwood. I'm only about 5.5 hours away from home, so by the time I have a stop, I'll probably be on the M6 at 8:30 on Thursday. I would rather be live on YouTube as normal, but I'll be travelling home to see the family. So good luck to everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll speak soon. Cheers.